Hey, my name is Ariel, and welcome to basic training for Cellsmart POS. Let's get started by logging into the software. If you're starting up for the very first time, your password will be 1 through 6. Let's log in. And you're presented with a dashboard. This is where you'll be doing most of your selling, and you can see your target lights, sales by the week, and more reports. Before you do anything in the software, you have to open your shift. This way, anything you do is related to a shift you've opened. Let's go ahead and open shift. Here I can see that I closed my last shift with $150, so I should be opening this one with $150. I can either enter 150 or I can choose on the coin sign to enter the denominations. Let's enter a note for the shift, and let's open the shift. Now that we've opened our shift, let's go into our settings just to make sure everything is correct. To adjust your settings, go up to Admin Tools, click on the gears on top of Settings, and here you can edit your business name, add a logo, enter contact information, and address that will show up on the receipt. Let's go ahead and edit our taxes by going to Alert Printers and Tax, then Tax Settings. Here I have sales tax already, but this is not my sales tax, so let's go ahead and edit that. And let's change this to 8.875. Click Save, close out this window, and now my sales tax is changed, and I'll be providing the correct tax when making any sale. If I have any printers, I would go up here into printer settings and select the right printers for my receipts, my Dymo printer if I have one, and a report printer. Currently, I have them printing to PDF. This way I can show you the reports. If I want alerts sent to my phone when the store opens, when it closes, I can do so here by entering your phone number and selecting the events that you would like to happen. And I can also set up my email. These emails can be used to send reports, and at the end of the day, you can also receive reports of the summary of your store. Let's go into policies and change the policy. Here I have a policy for sales. I can also change it for store credit, for finances, and repairs. Let's go ahead and cancel this and save our settings. Now the first thing I'm going to show you is how to make a bill payment. There are 3 ways that you can make a payment. You can go up to the Payment tab, and here you're presented with 2 ways: ePay payment and bill payment. As of the recording of this video, we only provide integration with ePay payment. Using this button, you can go ahead and make payments using ePay straight from the software without having to open your browser. For more information on integration, please refer to our ePay integration video. The second way is manually entering payments through bill payment, or through whatever provider you might have here, since you can change the names. Let's click on bill payment. And you'll be presented with this window. Let's go ahead and enter a number. Winter is going to give me a list of customers with that number. I see here that this number is registered to 2 customers. Maybe it might be a mother and a son. They both have the same they both share the same cell phone. Once I enter that number, I'll be able to see the history of payments. And if I would like to go make a payment, I will go ahead and select the carrier. This customer is using Bolt. The bill payment amount, let's say it's going to be $20. I can turn off tax if I would like. And for Bolt, we have a fee of $3, and making this bill payment cost me $1. So I will charge the customer $23, and it automatically show in my expenses that I've wasted $1 on this payment. Let's go ahead and click Save. And clicking Save takes me to the checkout window. In the checkout window, I can enter how the customer is paying me. Automatically it's going to be cash, $23 here. But if he's paying me with credit card, I can go ahead and enter the amount in credit card. If it's going to be the debit card, maybe he has an account with us and he has a balance that we can put the balance under. Or maybe he has stored credit with us. Let's go ahead and just say it's going to be cash. I can click on this quick link here for $22 in cash. The change is presented on the screen. The receipt will print. The cash drawer will open if you have that option. And the customer can go on his way. If you notice on the top, next to payment, I have a 1 next to the payments in red. And at the bottom as well, I have a little cell phone sign with a number 1. This means that I have 1 pending payment. We've entered the payment into the system, but we haven't actually made the payment through our provider by going through the browser and making that payment. At this point, you would open your browser, make the payment, and then you would copy any transaction ID or account ID or PIN number that you have from that transaction. You come back to the software and click here. And this will show you the payment we just made. If you have a PIN number, let's say we bought a pin for Bolt, we would enter that PIN. And if we have a payment ID, we would enter that here. This is the important part. Once we enter the payment ID, we can go ahead and save it by clicking on the save icon to the right. Once it's saved, you've confirmed with Cellsmart that you've made this payment outside of the software. If you made the payment through integration, this is a step you wouldn't have to do. Since Cellsmart POS copies everything from ePay and enters it already into the software. Just to verify we made that payment, let's go up top where it says transactions. And here we can see the payment that was made for Ariel for $23. It was type bill payment. And the notes, we can see the phone number and so on. We can also see the employee who made this transaction. This way you know who exactly made what transaction and at what time. You can also make a bill payment from the dashboard. Let's say we want to sell a Bolt top-up. So I'm just going to go ahead and top in Bolt. Here we can see we have a Bolt product in the main category payment. Let's enter the amount this payment is for. Say $20. Let's enter the phone number we're going to be paying. And we can go ahead and check this customer out. Or we can go ahead and add any other items that this customer might be paying along with his bill. Once you check this customer out, it'll be the same process. At the bottom of the software, you'll see a pending icon. You'll enter the payment ID and you'll save it to confirm with Cellsmart that you've made that payment outside of the software. Let's move on to adding inventory. Before I show you how to add inventory, let me explain what the difference is between creating a product and adding to your inventory by making a new purchase. In order for Cellsmart to recognize what products you're selling, you first have to create them. You have to enter the name, the cost for you as a merchant, the cost to the customer, and any other information that you might want. For example, a barcode, an IMEI, any of this information has to be entered. Let's go ahead and add to our inventory. But before we do so, we have to create the product. This way Cellsmart knows what the product name is, how much you're going to be selling it for, and what your average cost is. Also, if you have a barcode for that itemized product, you can add that there. Let's go into New, and then New Product. Here you would select the category. I already have a few categories here. But let's say we're going to be entering a charger. What would we put that under? Right here I have accessories. But let's say I want to categorize my inventory a little bit more detailed. I don't want to just have accessories, I want to have a category named chargers. So let's go ahead and create that by clicking on the create categories symbol on the right. The main category will be itemized. Here we also present it with other main categories, as for example serialized, payments, service, repair, and used. A charger is not going to be used, it's not a repair, it's not a service, and it's not a payment. It could be serialized, but that's not what we would like. Every single charger are basically identical. It doesn't matter which one you choose out of a box. They're all going to be the same. This is what an itemized product is. If we were to go ahead and choose serialized, when we purchase and add to the inventory, Cellsmart POS requires you to enter some kind of serial number. Something like a cell phone, maybe an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy S phone, will provide you with an IMEI or DEC number that you can enter into the system. This way you can track that specific phone. You might have 10 phones in a box and you want to know which one you're going to sell. You might have 10 cases in a box or 10 chargers in a box. It doesn't matter which one you pick. So let's just go ahead and pick itemize as the main category. And let's say this is going to be our charger category. We can enter home chargers, car chargers under this category. Let's say it's going to be a car charger. Go click enter. And once I click enter, Cellsmart POS automatically pulls an image from the internet of a car charger. If you don't like the that's automatically chosen, you can click on the little globe here and choose from the other options. The one I have is an iPhone charger. So let's go ahead with this. And let's make it a little bit more specific. iPhone 4S car charger. We apply tax on this. It's not counted as an activation since it's not a phone or a SIM card that can be activated. Late tax setup. Currently we only have sales tax, but if we were to have other sales tax included in our system, we can go ahead and enable and disable certain taxes. Maybe a 911 tax wouldn't be added to the iPhone car charger. Let's put the selling price. Let's enter $10. And the average cost, let's say, is $5. Maybe we also want to have a barcode. If you have a Dymo label printer, you can use your label printer to print out this barcode and put them on each charger. Let's just put a generic barcode here and add it to the barcode number list. And now this is for the product. This is not for the individual one. You wouldn't, if you're creating a cell phone, you wouldn't enter an IMEI here because that's for a specific item. It's not for the entire category of this product. So let's go ahead and click save. And now that product was created. Now in order to add that charger into our inventory, we have to purchase this from a vendor. Just the same way we would do in our store. So let's go up to the top into new and click new purchase. Select the vendor's name. Here I have many. But let's say the vendor's not there. We can go ahead and again to new. New, if you haven't noticed by now, it's where you create anything in the software. So let's go ahead and create a new vendor. Let's say we're going to buy something from eBay. Maybe this is where we get our chargers from. You can go ahead and enter any other information here. But if one thing to notice is vendor's name is in yellow. The text field is in yellow. Everything else is in white. What this means is that yellow is mandatory and white is optional. So it requires a name, but the contact number, it's not required. If you would like to enter it, you can, but you don't have to. Let's go ahead and click save. And now we can go into our list and click on eBay. And let's enter that iPhone 4 charger. We could enter the item code here. So if we know the item code by memory, or maybe we have a sheet with the item codes, we can go ahead and enter the item code that was created for this product. But I don't know it, so I'm going to go ahead and just type iPhone. Just to be a little bit more specific, let's put a 4 there. It's going to give me all the iPhone 4 with their item codes. We have itemized and serialized items here, but what I want is an iPhone 4 car charger that we created. Here it is, iPhone 4S car charger. We have 0 in stock, so let's change that. And the item code is 10,000. When we created the product, we entered a cost price. That was an average cost price, so automatically it's going to be by default here. But let's say we're getting a better deal this time from a vendor. Maybe we found something cheaper on eBay, and the cost price is now $3. It'll be 3. Let's change the quantity, maybe say 10, and the exact amount is now 30. It's a good deal, we saved $20. Add that to the invoice for this eBay purchase. And if we would like, we can go ahead and add another item. This time, let's add an actual iPhone. Maybe we bought a brand new iPhone off eBay. Let's see, it's an iPhone 4 16GB black factory unlocked. And let's go ahead and add this to the invoice. Let's click on the green arrow down. And notice it's going to ask me for a serial number. This is because an iPhone 4 is a serialized item. So each one that we buy from a vendor comes with its own serial number. And this is how we're going to track it within the system when we're going to sell it or when we're going to return it or any of that sort. Let's enter a random IMEI here. You can also scan the IMEI here or the DEC number. Let's go ahead and save this. Okay, so now we have in this purchase an iPhone 4 car charger. We have 10 of them, and we also have a factory unlocked iPhone 4. Let's go ahead and click save, and you're presented with the payout window. This is how the software keeps track of how much you've paid out, whether it comes from your register, whether it's money you already used, or it's cash that you currently owe a vendor. By default, it's going to be entered into previous amount. This means you've already paid with some other type of cash that's not in the register. If you were to use cash that's currently in the register, since we opened with $150, if we were to go ahead and make this purchase with cash in the register, we would go ahead and be in the negative. We don't have enough money in the register to do so. But if this purchase was about $10, maybe you want to buy a case from a vendor who just came into your store, you're taking the cash right out the drawer, you would enter your register amount. And if you're going to have some kind of terms with the vendor that you're going to pay him back later, maybe in 30 days, you have a certain window to pay him back, you can enter that in terms amount and then pay him later in the vendor screen. Let's go ahead and click save. And that's how you add to your inventory. Just to make sure, let's go here into the dashboard. Let's enter iPhone 4S. And here we can see we have an iPhone 4S car charger, and we have 10 of them. They're going to be selling for $10 each, and the average cost for them is $5. That cost is to us, not your customers. We can go ahead and select that from here, and then add it to the invoice to go ahead and sell this item. Now, if you notice when I entered iPhone 4, you won't see a cell phone. If I go ahead and enter it one more time, anything here, if you notice, it all says itemized. This is because it's searching for the product. We can't search for an iPhone 4 product, the actual cell phone, because we're not trying to sell that product. We're trying to sell that specific IMEI, that specific item. So for that, we would have to go ahead and enter. Let's get OK here. We would have to go ahead and enter the serial number for this item. Since I just made up that number, I can go ahead and find that phone by going here into your inventory and then serialized inventory. Let's go into GSM phone, which is the category I put it under. And then I can choose iPhone 4 here, the factory unlocked. This is the one I just bought today. And here's the IMEI. If I want to add that to the running invoice that I already have with the car charger, I can go ahead and click on the cart. and it's going to ask me, how are you selling this phone? When you created the product, when I created the card charger, it asked me whether I was going to be activating the product. I said no, because it's not a phone or it's not a SIM card. But this is a phone. It can be sold with a new activation. It might be an upgrade, or you might be selling just a phone. Same thing with a SIM card. You might be selling just a SIM card, but you never activated it. Here we can say, let's say it's a new activation, but we currently don't have the phone or the carrier. We'll do that a little bit later. So let's go ahead and click save. The phone is added to the invoice, and then now we can check out this customer. Let's change it up a bit now. Let's say he's going to pay with credit card, since it is a big amount. And he has some change. He doesn't want to change in his credit card bill, so let's just add 83 cents in cash. Click save. Your receipt will print out, your cash drawer will open, and you can give the customer his receipt, his products, and he's on his way. Now if we go back to inventory, serialized, let's just make sure that phone isn't there anymore. GSM phone. Okay, now we can't see that iPhone anymore here because we sold it. Also, to make sure, let's go into transactions one more time, and here you can see that I just made a sale for $500 admin, and it was through credit card. You can notice that it wasn't through cash. We only received 83 cents in cash. And that's how you sell in Cellsmart POS. Now, after adding to your inventory and making sales, the third most important thing in the software that you have to keep aware of is if your cash is correct and if it's matching what's in the software. One thing we recommend, and we actually practice in our store, is that every hour we take account for how much cash is in the drawer, and we compare that to what's in the software, just to make sure we aren't short or over, and make sure everything is calculated correctly. You will perform a cash count by going here into cash counts. Here you can see an income summary of what happened today. Here we can see a total sale of $460 so far. And where did that money come from? We can see that we started with $150. There's cash that we received was $23.83. We took the $23 payment, and we received $83 from the gentleman that bought the cell phone. In credit card, we can see the $500 that we received through credit card payment. And currently in our cash drawer, we should have $173 with 83 cents. So let's go ahead and count denominations. Let's say I have $100 bill, 50, 20, and so on. Okay, and now we've counted and made sure that everything is correct. If you do this early before you close your store, you'll be able to catch on if you are under or over for any reason. One of the great things from Cellsmart is that you can go ahead and close your shift in the middle of the day. Maybe another employee is going to come in, so you want to close this shift and then open a brand new one. Make sure all the money is correct, finalize all the payments, and then another employee can come in, open their shift, and keep going. So let's go ahead and close our shift. We will go here where it says close shift. And here we can see our income summary, just like in the cash count. And then on the right, we can count how much money we're going to be leaving and how much we're going to be taking out. On top, you can see it says starting cash. We started with $150, and we're going to be leaving $150 from the $173.83 that we currently have in our register. So what we have left to count is $23.83 that we're going to be taking out of the register. Let's say 20. And now that this employee has been able to match the money in the register with the amount in the software, that person can go ahead and close the register. Once you close the register, a receipt will be printed with a summary of that shift. And then another employee can come in, open a shift, make some transactions, maybe some repairs, and then close their shift once they're done and make sure their cash is all correct without interfering with the shift that was previously opened. If you have multiple computers in your store, you can also open shift on 2 computers and then close one and then open another one. And it's a good way to keep track of your cash from different registers. At the end of the day, you would close your shifts on all your computers. Here I only have one, which I've already closed, so we can go and proceed and just end our day. The last option here is day end. Once we click here, it'll give us a summary of our day. It'll show us a total of sales from all registers and all shifts, and income summaries and payment breakdowns. We can see here we received $500 in credit card. If we have multiple shifts with multiple computers, we'll be able to see a total of the amount that we've received in credit card for your store. And this is all printed out in a receipt. Let's go ahead and save this. And our store is closed. If you notice to the right hand side, there is no more day end button, and the only option you have is to open a shift. Once you open a shift, it'll be a brand new day. And that concludes our basic training. If you want to know more about the software, please look at our other training videos, or feel free to chat with us. Here we can see Eric, that you can just click here and you can go ahead and chat with this representative. If you would like to read or watch more videos on other specific things in the software, you can click up here where it says tutorials and help. And here we have articles and videos on many things in the software. For example, how to set up your monthly target, sales and events alert setup, how to create a customer, how to edit, delete customers, and so on. You can also leave feedback here and post new ideas. If you would like to send direct feedback, not through the help and tutorials, you can also click on top where it says Cellsmart POS, click on feedback, leave your name, email, and the information that you would like to provide to us. And with that, welcome to the Cellsmart POS family, and I'll see you in the next training video.